Have you ever questioned everything you ever learned until now? You are not alone. Welcome to Mystical Mavericks, a tribe that embraces your uniqueness and superpower. Discover how you can access your innate gifts and create a reality of fulfillment, purpose, and passion. Are you ready to go within to win? Discover the keys to success on The Mystical Maverick Show.
We are so blessed to have Reid Tracy with us today, the president and CEO of Hay House, the largest and most influential self-empowerment publishing company in the world, where he has worked over 30 years, publishing hundreds of prominent authors over the years. Reid has played a crucial role in the strategic development of authors such as Dr. Wayne Dyer, Dr. Joe Dispenza, Jerry and Hester Hicks, and Anthony William, the medical medium. Reid is also directly responsible for establishing Hay House's offices in New York, London, Sydney, and New Delhi. Reid is also the president of the Hay Foundation, which is a nonprofit foundation founded by Louise Hay, dedicated to the empowerment of women, children, and animals. Thank you for your time. This is very gracious of you. I know you're a very busy, successful person. But beyond that, today the conversation, Reid, is about your own self-realization and how you were about to perhaps share with the audience, the Mystical Mavericks audience. Those are the entrepreneurs, those who are the one who want to write a book, for instance, or want to speak in the big stages. You know, those individuals who are striving for that top. So what better being but you to share with us your own realization, self-actualization, and perhaps starting with a little bit about your background. Just touch on your background, who you are as before you became this successful entrepreneur.
Yeah, well, I've been working here at Hay House for 34 years, so that's a big part of the story.
Of course.
So
A little touch.
Before I came to work here, I was a CPA, so I went to college to be an accountant, and I became a CPA, and I worked in an accounting firm, and then Hay House became one of our clients at the accounting firm. We were across the hall from each other. Louise was on Oprah and Donahue in the same week in March of 1988, and so her whole business changed dramatically. Louise started Hay House in 1987 when she was 60 years old. So anyone that thinks they're too old to get started in their business, they're not. And she got started. So Hay House, she just started. She had already self-published 2 of her books, Heal Your Body and You Can Heal Your Life. And then she started Hay House to help publish her friends' books. And so she started publishing people's books. And then she had that big success going on Oprah and Donahue. And at that time, Donahue was the big show that was bigger than Oprah back in 1988. And her whole business took off. So she came across the hall to the CPA firm and said, "What do I do? How can you help me?" And they assigned 3 people to come and help. And I was one of the 3 people. And so I went over there and was working with them a little bit. And then after about 6 months of working with them, they decided that they were going to hire someone just to have in-house to do their accounting. And so I applied to be the financial director at Hay House, and I became the financial director. And then a couple years later, people left, and I became in charge of the company and running it with Louise. And so things all grown from there. So so when I started, we had like 3 books and 5 tapes, audio tapes, and then it grew greatly. Like when I started with the accounting firm, and then they had a couple more books when I started working there, and then there you go. And then now we have offices in the UK and New York, and I'm in California and India and London. So we have stuff all over the world. We're one of the 20 biggest publishers in the United States.
So beautiful. So beautiful. So beautiful. And this light that transmit right now through you is very beautiful. It's very little ego, you know what I'm saying? And I like to investigate this because a lot of entrepreneurs are facing forth this problem of technology, and they're trying very, very hard to succeed. And therefore, I believe that there is a very much lack of self-awareness, a limitation of the mind itself, a self-awareness. And the lack of that self-awareness is imposition of getting in the way really on their own success and happiness. Could you touch on that? Because sometimes when it comes from me, they don't listen, but when it comes from you, they'll listen. You know what I mean? Third party validation. So it's very difficult today in this world of technology. You said you had 2 tapes. Did you say 2 or 3 tapes?
Yeah,
And
5
that
tapes. Yep. So we had audio tapes, and then obviously things changed over the years, and we had, did CDs and then digital downloads. Now we have an app called Empower You audio app that has all the audios we've ever created. It has 30,000 hours of audio. And so things change over the years. So it went, as the world changed, so did we. Like we used to do like mail people catalogs and take orders in the mail, and then we started our websites, and now we talk to millions of people online every year. And so everything's changed over the years, and we're just able to do it as we keep going and going and going. And then being in this business of self-empowerment and being around like all these authors just gives us a different perspective than a lot of people. Like Louise said, that when she got started on this spiritual path, she couldn't stop the success from coming because she was on the right place, doing the right thing. And so we've continued that basically for all these years, and that's it. I mean, we started doing business books a few years ago, and now we're one of the 20 biggest business book publishers in the United States as well. So we've expanded even beyond our spiritual base, and we do books with lots of super successful entrepreneurs and coaches and that sort of thing. So it's you just don't know what's going to happen over the times. And even everyone here at A House didn't believe that we could do business books, but we did. And yeah, we have a great new business book we just released. This one right here.
Wonderful.
10x is easier than 2x. This is
Wonderful.
an awesome book for everyone listening, and even for you to look at. And it's
of course
about putting your attention onto you know how most businesses have an 80-20 rule. 20% of your stuff gives you 80% of your profits and sales, and it's really concentrating on that, paying attention to it, and thinking big instead of thinking small, and it's easier to think big and achieve those things than it is to go a little step at a time. And it's a great book. Dan Sullivan and Ben Hardy wrote the book, and it's I think it's going to be a huge help to many entrepreneurs. And
Incredible.
and it's not just even for entrepreneurs and
Mm-hmm.
business people, it's for
Mm-hmm.
you in your own life. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's easier to make big giant, like one of the examples they give at the beginning of the book is about Michelangelo and how like
Mm.
he 10x'd his life, you know, it had nothing to do
Yes.
with business. And
Yes.
so it's important, you know, that you blend both of those things and take care of everything, not just one or the other.
So
So
so powerful. Your message is very powerful. You know, what you just ended with, that importance of not fixing your attention in this one goal, but fixing more attention about developing yourself, and the rest will take care of itself. Because it feels to me, and I've never met you, but it feels to me that it very much what happened in the way to you and those connections you've met. So you have those very big influence in your life. You have the picture of one of you. I see the picture behind you.
yeah, I have the two pictures, Wayne Dyer and Louise Hay back there. So yeah,
it's
those
it's
so basically like for well, I worked like I said, I've worked here for 34 years. Louise passed away about
Mhm,
6 years ago, and Wayne
mhm,
about 8 years ago. They
mhm.
both died on the same day, August 30th,
Unbelievable.
2 years apart. So
Unbelievable.
on August 30th, it'll be 6 and 8 years. But before that, though, I talked to both of them every day for
Mhm.
25 years. So
So you are filled with wisdom and light. And
yep,
this wisdom now is touching so many lives, and we're very, very blessed because of that. Because now you're
yeah,
able
so
to.
I mean, it's funny because I always tell everyone that I just learned, like when I came here to A House, I didn't know anything about self-improvement
Mhm.
or any of that stuff. And I tell everyone I just got it all by osmosis, by being around all these people. And then pretty soon, one day, you're talking to someone and you're giving advice and things that you learned along the way, you know. And it's not like I sat down and decided to
Mhm.
become a big student of it. I just have been around the people, been
Mhm.
around the books, been around the audios and all
Mhm.
that. And over the years, it seeped in. So you get to
Mhm.
learn a few things along the way.
A few, you're so humble. A few things, right? So you're embedded with this, and now you have become this. You're embodying this wisdom, you know, and that is so beautiful. And so you touch on something that's important for those who want to achieve really anything, even happiness itself in their life, or even write a book, is the power of association. And I hope that if you're listening to this right now, you understand this power. So can you touch on that a little bit more? Is it one part of your teachings as well? Do you teach those as keys to succeed?
You mean
Association, the
like,
importance of association, the
you mean
importance of
connecting with
influence.
other people or
Yes, being connected with other people who have what you want to
yeah.
have.
I mean, I don't teach it, but it helps if you're around the people that do what you want to do, then you're going
Mm-hmm.
to learn from them. And so it's like me being around all the people at Hay House, you learn from them and you get a
Yes.
little bit of that information.
Mm-hmm.
So that definitely helps. I mean, I've definitely been part of like mastermind groups. That helps, like
Mm-hmm.
connecting with other people doing the same thing you're doing. So and usually those groups, like they help you with the business and they help you with the demands of being an entrepreneur, which are different than other people. And
Mm-hmm.
so it helps you have people that relate to what you're relating with and
Oh,
to and all that sort of thing. So
oh, beautiful.
I think that definitely helps people succeed, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
in what they're doing. And um, so it definitely will help them along the way. But it's not something that I like did, oh, I want to be around this person or that person. I mean, we did like we used to do lots of live events here at A House. So like lots of weekends and lots of time I was with people in person too, not just talking to them on the phone, or nowadays everyone does Zoom and all that. I think
Yes.
that's valuable to have the personal connection, not just the video
Mhm.
connection with people.
So that is going back to what I call infobesity. I'm writing a book about it. So infobesity, this overload of information,
Okay.
and even in your own work of creating something, do you feel like there is that technology pressure, and that is perhaps not even you personally, but the one that are writing the books, that there is an inflammation that they cannot create, it paralyzes because of this technology that's always there. They're always touching their phone, they're never present, or whatever it is. What your take is on that? This
Yeah.
overload of information, the data. Do you practice certain things that you can be quiet? Do you practice meditation? What is your take on that?
Yeah. I mean, I don't do it every single day, but I do meditation like 20 minutes, like a few days a week. I mean, I think technology definitely, like I personally go to like Idaho to nature basically, and then you're kind of away from it when you're out in the middle of nowhere. And
Yes,
I have a
yes.
house in Idaho, and so that's my place that I go when want to get away from all of it and do that sort of thing. But I think people use technology to write books. You write them. A lot of people write them on computers, and you're connected that way, and that's fine. I think there's distractions, and you just have to incorporate things into your habits so that you do them every single day. So that's what we teach people that want to write a book, for instance. Like, so if you want to get your book completed, like a lot of people have an idea to write a book, but they never get it done. So there's like a New York Times survey of how many people want to write a book, and 85% of the people that responded to the survey wanted to write a book.
Oh,
And but not all of them completed their desire to write the
right.
book. And we have memberships. We have a Hay House writers community and an authorpreneur community that helps people finish their books. And our goal is to help them finish the book in the year. But one of the big goals for you if you want to finish a book or any project, is to incorporate it into what you're doing already. So like you say, okay, I'm going to wake up, like one of the people I work with, Kelly Nataras, she wrote this book called The Book You Were Born to Write.
Beautiful.
And she helps people write books, and she does the writers memberships with me. And so for her, in order to get her book done, she gave up meditating for 6 months. So she knew that every single day she meditated for 30 minutes, and that was already on her calendar. So she gave up meditating for writing, and then in 6 months she finished the book. So you don't have to do all those things to get the book done. You just have to figure out what you're going to do. Or every day you're going to write, before you eat breakfast, and then your reward is eating breakfast. Or you get your tea or coffee, write, and then eat breakfast. Or you're going to go for a walk after you write, or you're going to go do anything, but you incorporate it into your daily routine. And if you just write one page every single day, in a year, your book is going to be done. So if you can write 2, it's 6 months, 3, 4 months, because if you have 300 pages, the book is basically going to be done. It takes between 50 and 70,000 words as a book.
Okay.
And when you think of it like that, it seems easy, right?
Yeah.
So but what people do is they don't take the time, or they think they have to go away to some mountain retreat to write the book, or you have to do this, or you have to do that. And the reality is, for some people that works. Other people can do it in their everyday life. Some people write them on planes. Some people need quiet and personal time to write it. Some people do it in coffee shops. Every single person's different, so there's no right and wrong answer, but it's important to get it done if you want to get it out and share it with other people in the world. So
So you're saying basically the bad habits, we're focusing on the bad habits, and we have tough time to change those bad habits. That it's possible because you are very much here telling us this powerful message that in fact, really pretty much anybody with the desire of writing a book can, if they really want to.
yeah, I mean, anyone can write it and anyone can publish it because you can self-publish the books on Amazon or somewhere like that. And a lot of times, the reward for doing that is themselves being happy that they finished the book. It's like if you climb Mount Everest, it's for you, and you get to the top and it might change your life forever because you accomplished this amazing thing, but you really do it for yourself. And lots of people write the books for themselves. So they get the book done, get it printed, give it to their friends and family, and then just getting the book. Like I get letters every single day from people we've helped finish their book, and they didn't realize what a big life-changing thing it would be for them just to write the book and get it in their hand and have that feeling of accomplishment. And then there's other people that want to reach a bigger audience. So for the people that just want to do it for themselves and their friends and family, that's amazing. That's good. And it is a huge accomplishment, just like I said, like climbing a mountain or running a marathon or anything like that. And then there's the people that want to reach other people with the book. Now, those people, you have to do more because you have to start developing an audience. You have to start creating someone that wants to connect with you. You want to, and that can be doing social media. That can be doing a podcast. That can be building your email list, have a website, doing blogs, all those kind of things, doing speaking. Yeah. And then you have someone who wants to learn more from you and buy the book. And then that's what it takes. So that's called building your platform in the book publishing world. And the bigger your platform, the more attention you're going to get from an agent or a publisher if you want to go that route, rather than self-publishing. And even if you're going to self-publish, having that platform established is going to make a difference, and you're going to be able to sell more books. So that's a second important part of your book writing attempt, is if you want to sell the books, you have to have an audience. So that's the other thing that's involved in it. And you have to build that audience. And the sooner you start building it, the easier it'll be to sell your book when it's done. But you can also use your book to help build your audience as well. And books are really great at not only building an audience, but if you meet with people or work with people one-on-one, if you publish the book, it'll probably help you fill up that, so that every single day you're as busy as you want to be with those one-on-one clients or even small groups of clients. And so it becomes a great way to build your business as well. So
it gives an incredible power of credibility. Because, I'm someone who have no certifications as far as traditional school, because I didn't go to school. I had learning disabilities. I could not write. I could not read. And therefore, when I wrote a book, and it helped me to build credibility to the audience that I was speaking to, so they could relate and say, at least she's speaking from some truth if she wrote a book. Now, whether I was speaking the truth or not, who knows? But the fact I have this book is very powerful if you're listening to this, because it will give you credibility. Emphasize the message that you are sharing with the audience, and you're speaking from some facts. And that being said, the question is to you as the expert, is fact, how do you decide about fact? How much fact is necessary in the book versus the emotional value to it with the story to it. You know what I'm saying? Some books, I literally, frankly, cannot read them because I'm not a fact person. I'm not a logical person. I'm an intuitive person. So for me, I can't read those books. But how do you decide how much fact you're going to fill in for the audience? Is it a little mix? What is the magic trick, or is it a
Well, it
different
all
each
depends
time?
on which books they are, the type of books and all that sort of thing. But we always like to encourage people to tell stories within their books and their chapter. Like every chapter, it's great if you have a story because people will remember the stories more than the facts necessarily. And so like if you give information how to do something and then show people in a story how it works, it's going to stick with them longer than if you just tell them the facts. And so really the key to a successful book is word of mouth. So you have to read the book and love it and tell your friends. So how many books have you read that you loved and told other people about? That's what makes a book successful, is that word of mouth, and the stories help the word of mouth. So if you love the stories and whatever you wanted to, like for nonfiction books, especially is what I'm talking about, or books you buy to do something. So like if you buy this book, 10x is easier than 2x, you start applying these principles in your life or in your business, and you have success, you're going to tell other people, oh my God, I read this great book and it helped me build my business, or it helped me change something in my life or make my life better. Then your friends are going to go, oh, I want to be like that, and I'll get the book too. So it's like that. As far as how you develop the book, you want it to be so people read it and want to tell their friends. And some, tons of facts are good, but the majority, the combination of practical advice and stories are usually the best approach.
So direct experience, that is direct.
And they can be stories about you and how you applied it, but they can also be stories if you worked with other people about clients and how that worked for them. Or that sort of thing. So it doesn't have to be all about you. In fact, it's better in many cases if it's not just all your story, because then you're relying on people that really know you well or want to be connected with you more than, what you're teaching. So like books that are really hard to sell are memoirs or books about your life. Those books are extremely difficult to sell.
How do you say to somebody, like, let's say I come in and I see it a lot, and you must be seeing that a lot, where people come in and they have, well, let's call it for what it is, okay? This ego that they want to appear in the world, that they want to be something they're not, you know what I'm saying? And those people, those individuals that wants this big success, that comes from that place that is not authentic. And what do you tell them when they come to you and they say, I want to write my biography, and they want to write all about them. And at the end of the day, you and I know that nobody cares. And how do you, how do you,
well, we don't publish those books. So we just tell, basically it's like I said before, there's the books that go to lots of people and the books that are for your friends and family or for your own healing, and writing about your life is really for your own healing or your friends and family in most cases, unless you have a giant audience. But you can incorporate things about your life to illustrate points for other things. And there are ways to do it. We call it teaching memoirs. So in other words, you take your life experience and you teach something that you learned and use that as an example. And then you can reach a broader audience because you're sharing things you've learned in your life that you want to change, help other people so they don't make the same mistakes as you. That's way easier to sell to an audience than just your life, because the only people care about your life are as if you're a big giant celebrity,
Right.
or if you're, if you have millions of followers or hundreds of thousands of followers, someone might care. But if you don't, then you should do either a teaching memoir or a
Right.
narrative nonfiction where you can tell stories a little bit about your life and that can help people change their lives. So
Mm. So making your happiness for you now in your life is helping others, no? Like what fulfills you right now when you
yeah,
get
that's what we do here at A House, is help other people do what they're gonna do. And I mean, like they always say, like Wayne Dyer always used to say this quote: "There's no way to happiness. Happiness is the way." So if
Mm,
you're happy, you're gonna be happy, and if you're
mm.
not happy, you're not happy. So there's no like easy way to get there. You just have to be happy, and then you are happy. So
What a beautiful, true, pure message. So beautiful. And often we hear those words, we might hear those words, but we don't truly understand what it really means, because the fact is that very, very few people are truly happy, isn't it? Very few people that are living in this world are very, very caught in suffering. And you're not. I can see that very well. You were talking about you being in nature and your heart shine. You say, I go, nature is my place, my sacred ground. And look at you. I mean, you have glow all over you. You're just like a Buddha. You come in, you step into this, to what it is that you are, which is beyond the name or even beyond your success. I see, it's beautiful. You just be you. And that is happiness, isn't it?
yeah, that's it.
Uh,
You
yeah, very,
can't. Everyone has to realize that you're not your success. So that's the thing that people find out as they get older and learn things along the way. So
if they're lucky enough to find it and to learn it like you have.
maybe.
Because it's not coincidence that you have traveled, and that's your own belief. But I do believe in reincarnation. It is no wonder that you came into this life, and you have met those two individuals that they were meant to be, and you were meant to teach those things that are so valuable for the people's happiness and success and love. And and you're just at this path. Your path is the path of enlightenment, because you might do all of these things in your business, but when you look at yourself alone, you are this light that is transfusing this to people every day. That's beyond perhaps even the success that you're having.
Yeah, well, thank you. That's very nice. Like, I don't really teach any of this. Like, I just help other people teach it.
Yes.
That's
And
my goal, and that's what I
yes.
do. And
Yes.
mainly, basically, what I've done for all these years is teach people to believe in themselves, that they can
Mm.
help other people. That's the
Mm.
number one thing that I try to do,
Oof.
and that's what I've had the success doing, is
Ah,
helping people believe in themselves.
ah,
So
so powerful. So believing in yourself, what is the commonality in the one person that don't believe in themselves? Is this the lack of confidence? Is the fear versus love? What is that you see? And what is the doubt that you have to remove?
yeah, well, lots of people, they either think they're not good enough to do it, or there's other people that are better than
Mhm.
them, or all those kind of doubts that we all have at different times. And even the famous people that have big audiences have to overcome that in order to write their books. It's not just the people
Ah,
beginning it. and then they get out and they start teaching, and then they have success teaching, but it's everyone's the same, like all the like the best teachers teach what they need to learn usually. So like like Louise Hay wrote her book, You Can Heal Your Life, about self-esteem and loving yourself and all that. And that's what she worked on her whole life, because she had a very difficult childhood, and
Yes.
that's what happens. And like Wayne Dyer used to say, like, he grew up, like the universe said, okay, you want to teach people about self-reliance, then here you go in this orphanage and, be there by yourself without your family or with your brother, and learn about self-reliance, and then you can go out and teach about it. And so, and then and it's something that you're going to be learning for a long time when you have that kind of beginning to your life, but that helps you really work and help other people because you know exactly how they feel. So usually, like the people that are the most successful are working on the things they teach, and that's like both Wayne and Louise, as they went through their life, their books changed, and as their life changed, and they had different things to share and teach with people. Like Wayne Dyer, he wrote his very first book, Your Erroneous Zones, and it was the biggest selling book of the decade of the 1970s, but nonfiction book. And it doesn't even have the word universe or spirit or anything like that in it. And then a few years later, he wrote a book called The Spiritual Solution to Every Problem. So as his life changed, so did his teachings and his books and his sharing with different people about different things. And it really is just a progression of his life he shared as he went along the path. And that's the same with Louise and a lot of these great teachers that have so much to share with people, is they share their progression as they go through their life. So that's what all of you can do if you want to write your books, and what you write today will be different than 5 years or 10 years or 20 years. It's just sharing what you've learned, and then hopefully it helps other people along their path. So
Beautiful. And of course, getting attached to the outcome, we can get stuck too. Let's see, I write a book and I'm successful. Now I'm thinking as this person as I am successful, and I get attached to that goal. And don't that create also, sort of getting stuck, getting in the way to our evolution, right?
definitely. I mean, you have to do it, and it is what it is, So like if it sells 1 million, it's, or like Wayne and Louise always used to say, is that they don't help, like they're not, all they do is provide answers. They don't do anything. So like if your life changed, it's not because of them. It's because of you, and because they say, I don't want to take credit for your success because then I have to take credit for your failure, And so it's up to you what you do. So you can say, oh, it's only a success if I sell 1 million books, or it's only a success if I help one person. Like that's your choice of how you approach it. But I suggest you just do it, help people, do what you can, and no matter if there's one person or 1 million people, you can help them along the way. So
Wow. Intuition. You've always had intuition since growing up. Did you always have that feel of being yourself, intuitive about how you make the decision with intuition, and perhaps now more than ever?
yeah, yeah, everyone says like that I have good intuition. So yes, I've always used it for picking authors and doing different things, and I'm good at doing that. And like Louise, that's a big, huge thing for Louise. She always used to call it her inner ding. And so she wouldn't do anything like that. She didn't agree with her inner ding. And so I guess I just learned,
I
like,
love
being
that.
around her, the importance of intuition and doing what you think is right, no matter what other people think. So
Yeah, so that is a confirmation to that, because it's a hard thing to explain to people. Intuition, how to develop this intuition. There's many things you can do, right? You can start by reading Louis book,
yeah,
but there's things that you have to to develop for yourself internally. And so
well, everyone has it. You just have to trust it.
Mhm.
That's the thing that you learn to do over time, probably. I mean, some people learn it really fast, and some
Mhm.
people never learn it. So it's
It's true to that. And it's okay too, because we're not on the same, not everybody's on the same track and the same level, and why not? And we're all moving to different direction. It's no judgment to anything or anyone,
yeah.
that we're
Yeah,
all
we have
here.
lots of authors that teach about it. Sonia Choquette, she has tons of
Ah,
things about it.
yeah, a lot of people are teaching intuition, that's for sure. What is next in your universe? If you have an answer for that, or also I would like to know, because the audience might also want to know, to follow you or to get part of what it is that you're doing, or it's coming up, or anything that you
Yeah.
can share with us as far as that.
Well,
What
I
is
mean,
next for you?
the bet, I mean, everything is at Hay House. You can just go to
Mhm.
hayhouse.com, and I mainly teach the writers, so the writers workshops and entrepreneur and all that. That's the things I do for people. And there's a
Mhm.
place on there that you can sign up for the Present Moments newsletter that I write every week. So every Sunday I send it out to like 1.5 million people.
Oh, only
So
you
they
might need a big computer for this.
I've been writing it for, like, I don't even know, like, a
Oh my
lot,
gosh.
300 or 400 of them I've done. So
Oh my gosh.
that's it. But I don't have anything to tell about other than that. Just get on the Hay House mailing list, check it
Okay.
out, and that's it.
Okay. And you're always vetting books, or do you take times in between and say, "No, we're not touching anything now"? Are we waiting, or you're
No, I
always
mean,
vetting process?
so for Hay House, for our books, all our books mostly come through agents. So they send in book
Okay.
proposals. But the exceptions are the Hay House Writers Community and the Authorpreneur.
Mhm.
So those are two programs. Authorpreneur is for those of you that want to use your book to build your business.
Mhm.
And the Hay House Writers Community is you just want to write a book and get it out there, and you're not as interested in the business part, or maybe you don't know the idea that you want to do. It helps you develop the idea and all that. So we pick two winners from each of those communities
Ah,
every so two a year, so at least
ah,
four. Sometimes we pick more than two.
ah.
So, like, if you're a beginning author, that's the best way to be a Hay House author. Because the
Okay.
majority of the people we publish have big platforms,
Yes,
so you
obviously.
have hundreds of thousands of people they connect with, and
Mm-hmm.
email and social media. And so that's the majority, but it's not only, and we've had huge success with some of the authors from the writers communities.
Mm-hmm.
Like, one of them, Rebecca Campbell's one of the 10 biggest authors at Hay House. And she
Wonderful.
came from the writers contest. And we have a new book called Mother Hunger that's a huge
Mm.
bestseller. And she came from the writers, Kelly McDaniel. And so
Oh,
there's a lot of authors we get through there that have become very big at Hay House. So
wow.
that's our way to give beginners a chance. So
Oh, what a wonderful. And I am sure we're getting close to timing here to do a close. Is there any final words for the Mystical Mavericks, the rebel, the entrepreneurs, that are trying so hard to get out there, to share their message? Any final words of wisdom, perhaps, that comes to you right now in this moment?
yeah, I mean, the big thing is you got to do it, you know? So I think the biggest problems with lots of entrepreneurs is they have lots of ideas and they don't take action to make them happen. And that's the difference between the successful people and unsuccessful people, is you have to take action. Don't spend like years and years planning it, just start it, you know, and then you'll be able to change it and make adjustments along the way, but just get started is the key number one thing I see most people don't do. They just come up with ideas and they don't get them started. They're too afraid of making a mistake or doing different things, and everyone makes tons of mistakes. Lots of people start in one direction and go another direction until they find the success they're looking for. But most of the people that are just getting education from tons of people, but not making the steps forward. And then also just don't compare yourself to other people. Like, don't look at all these other people that are doing so good and I'm over here, because you're looking at what they're doing in public, but you don't know everything behind the scenes. And they might be looking at you going, I wish I was like you, you know? And so it's better just to go on your path, do it, and meet the success you want to meet and make, and that sort of thing. So I think many people don't take those steps forward to even try to make the success. So
oh, sadly. But if you're hearing this, do it, take action now. Don't procrastinate. Do it.
yeah, do it. That's very good. And just think big, you know, like that's what I love about that book I kept talking about. That book's brand new, it just came out a couple days ago, but it's awesome. Like, we're having everyone read it. The 10x is easier than 2x, because it really does change your thinking about like how you look at things. And everyone, you know, like, you're laughing, other people think, oh, it might not be true, but when you read the book, it really is true that if you think big, it's easier to succeed than it is if you think small. And that's another really big concept that most people don't ever understand. And especially like how many times, like, we increased our businesses here at A House 10 times is a lot of times, and most people can't even do it once, you know, because they don't think big enough of how to do it. So, and that's for your personal life and for your and Dan Sullivan, who's the author, he's taught, like, I think 20,000 entrepreneurs have paid him to be part of his community to learn these concepts. And so it's a great thing to do, learn from people that have taught that many people, because there's a reason that all those people showed up. So, and Ben Hardy is the writer, and he does an unbelievable job, like, taking these concepts and making them easy to apply for people. So
wow.
really, there's a reason it's going to be a huge success, this book, I promise. Like, it just came out, like I said, a couple days ago, but
we'll be promoting
it's literally
it.
like, not every book at A House do we make the leaders read. In fact, this is probably the first one in like 5 years. So
Oh, wow.
yeah.
That's pretty cool. And who came up with that title? Bravo, my friend.
Yeah, and that's Dan Sullivan. It's his trademark. So he came up with it. He thought of it like 34 years ago is when he came up with it.
No
Yeah,
way.
like right when his like marriage ended and his business failed and he was just starting out again. And then he came up with this idea, and then he's taught it for a long time. So
that is the close. That is the nougat. Wow, if that's the message. That is very powerful. You never know. Wow. That's incredible. Thank you for sharing this.
Yeah. Check it out. It's the stories in there.
Yes, we're going to promote the book. And I wanted to say congratulations on your happiness, success, and love in your life. All of it.
Thank you.
Thank you for showing up in your light and your wisdom and your presence and your divinity. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you. Good luck with everything. Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you. Much love. Thank you.
Take
Thank you
care.
so much. Blessings.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. This transmission of this wisdom was so pure and light, and the light itself, that I trust that you received those words of wisdom, that you were able to be nourished from this nectar of wisdom, from this powerful message. And so, as I'm coming back to this message in just a second, I like to share about BrainTap as well. And BrainTap, because it is so in alignment with this message, that our sponsor, the founder himself, Dr. Patrick Porter, the founder of BrainTap, has created this technology to empower the mind of entrepreneurs, creators, and individuals who are seeking happiness, love, freedom through this technique device that is an app that is very simple and easy to use for everyone. And this headset, there is powerful light within this that stimulate the brain. As we know, the brain is the seat of the soul. And so a lot of us, because there's so much data out there, so much going on, that it's very difficult today in this world to even stay focused on even one small task. So if you want to improve your focus, your clarity, use BrainTap that will facilitate meditations that would put you into an excellent meditative state to raise your consciousness, to develop your self-awareness. And there is so much within this headset, this BrainTap technology, that I urge you to connect with this and to find out for yourself and try it for yourself. So thank you for listening to this message of BrainTap. And to return to the wisdom of the show today, it truly was inspiring. And as you all know, I don't rehearse anything. So when I have a being that comes in the front of me as the self itself, what happens is that things would just naturally flow. And Reid show up in his wisdom so simply, so beautifully, and that after I discovered, what really this show would be about, I put some note together for you. So then you can take note either physically or mentally, or just absorb this wisdom. And one of the principle of success and happiness that he showed with us today was actually what created his success, his big success. In this very simple, straight, direct message is believe in yourself. That's what he said. Believe in yourself. And so that if you can believe in yourself, there is going to be evidently a spark that will ignite from that belief. That even the big fear won't be able to get in the way. So you must start with that. And if you can't start with that because you're in an environment, let's say, that is not conducive to your happiness and success. Then you must borrow someone else's belief, that belief in themselves. You must borrow a confidence. You must associate yourself with someone who already believe in themselves. Because it's a matter of being with someone that alone, that presence of the other who has what you want, would already embed things within you so that you can turn around and start believing in you. So at the end of the day, we don't really have a valid excuse not doing something or not writing a book that we always wanted to write, or why not. He shared very precisely those keys in a very beautiful flow conversational that believe in yourself. Without this, there is nothing. There is no book. There is no success or beginning of creation something, because belief isn't it what comes right after this creation? The consciousness, something, belief, a thought of belief, and then the world appears. So the belief of there is light, then light is. So you must believe in yourself to accomplish what it is that you want to accomplish. And also, one thing that he remarkably transmitted is act on it. Start. Don't procrastinate. You can do it. You can do it. Maybe you have those bad habits. You can very, very well change those habits with different habits. So when you listen to the show, listen again, because there is very much clues that you can start practicing right away. Don't have to wait. He said, act now, do it now. And then a beautiful message about happiness, that when I asked him about it, and he says something like this, that to be happy, just be happy. Isn't it simple, right? It sounds very simple, but to have happiness in your life, simply be happy, isn't it? So what can you be happy? Because that's all it is in this moment is just happiness. There is no looking for it. There is no seeking about it. It is this moment. It is what you are, happiness itself. There's no need to look for happiness since it's already been there. So this is very powerful message. And I am very happy to have shared this with you. And I trust that I will continue to share and to feed you, and to feed you and to bring you those beings that have the things that you want, and so that it's understandable for you at whatever it is that you want to achieve, whatever level you are. There is no comparison to anything, no judgment. He also shared, do not compare yourself. If you want to be a successful entrepreneur or writer or speaker, mentor, or the desire of any other personality that you want to have, you don't need judgment. You get rid of those doubts. You step into your light and you be yourself. You don't need to compare yourself to anyone. If anyone out there is successful, wow, celebrate them. Don't compare to them, because you have something they don't have, because yourself have something they don't have. They cannot possibly be you. So yourself is that gift alone that no one can compare to you. So you embrace your uniqueness, you believe in yourself, you stepped into the happiness within that you already are, and you act on it and you do it. And when you do something with conviction, then the universe will line up all the little things and doors that needs to open up for you. But the first one is to you believe in you. Nobody can do it for you. So that is my time for today. I trust that you enjoyed this show. And our next rendezvous or our next show with us Mystical Mavericks, well, you know it's going to be mystical, it's going to be magical, because it always is, because it's always here, right now, where all is mystical, all is magical, all is beautiful as you are. And with that, my friends, I send you love, light, peace. You take care of yourself. Be well. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Om.
You have just listened to another enlightening episode of Mystical Mavericks. Please visit mysticalmavericks.com for additional resources and to learn more about our mentorship, giveaways, and gatherings. Be sure to subscribe and share so you don't miss the next episode of Mystical Mavericks.